Hi everyone, welcome back to a new week of Truly Gaming. I'm your host, yours truly, and this week we're diving deeper into our Pokemon journey by doing something a lot of beginning players will do, which is opening a starter deck. I've got right here the Venusaur and Blastoise V Battle Decks, and they've added something new with these V Battle Decks. They've added a play level, and these have a play level of 1, so they should be perfect for people like us, beginners. I wanted to do something a little bit different. A lot of the times when I see people opening these decks up, they give the perspective of an already experienced player, what should be in these decks, what you should add to make them better. But something that I found teaching beginners new TCGs is that by adding a lot of combos, adding a lot of cards, new players can get overwhelmed. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to split this video up into parts. The first part is opening the decks up, seeing what's inside them, and the second part is playing these decks with an actual beginner. So I have a very special guest, who I won't spoil quite yet, who will play these decks with me against one another and will give their perspective on how this feels, how playing with these cards feels. So yeah, I'm very excited. With that being said, let's dive straight into opening these up. Before we start, I want us to take a look at this beautiful Pikachu mat that I got. I ordered it here in the Netherlands off of a very shady maker of these and with somewhere from China, I think. I was very scared it would never arrive, but then it did, and I love it so much. It's so cute without Pikachu. And then also in honor of Blastoise and Venusaur, I'm wearing my green sweater with aquamarine nails, and I added some glitter. So yay! So here's the box. As you can see, there's Venusaur and Blastoise right here. It says right here, play level 1. Then in the back, you can see what cards are in there, and they added some extra things. Okay, something that's new with these boxes is that you can actually open them from the side, I believe. In the past, they didn't have that, so now it should be easier to open. So yeah, let's dive right in here. So there's 2 packages, a Venusaur and Blastoise right here. Let's start with Venusaur because Bulbasaur was my starter in Generation 1, so I'm very excited to have this. Oh, here's the coin. Look at that. It's so big. Let me get it out here. The coins in the theme decks were always much smaller. So let's take a good look at it. Whoa, these are much nicer. I also feel like they'd be much easier to flip. With the smaller coins, I had a lot of trouble flipping them, but these look like they'd be easier. I mean, usually you would throw a die and using an even number as heads and an uneven number as tails. But yeah, if you want to do it the traditional way, just throwing a die, because it can also be more fun in my opinion, because of all the mayhem that ensues, you can definitely use this. This is very nice. For now, let's put it aside. Let's look at what else is in here. So, okay. In this combination, this bundle, you get some extra cards. If you get the deck separately, you do not get the extra cards. But this is pretty nice, and it's pretty cost efficient to get these extra cards. Let's take a look at what is in this. Me with the trusty scissors, as always. The first card that we have is the Hollow Boss's Orders, which I think looks so nice, with Lysander once again looking smug. You get 2 of those. Both are hollow. That's pretty nice. Then you get a Quick Ball, which is a staple card. You get 2 of those as well. You get Marnie, another staple card, 2 of those, and Turbo Patch. And a code for the online game. So let's take a look at these. These are very good cards to have in any deck. Once we start upgrading decks, you'll see that I'm probably gonna use these. But yeah, so you can get these extra with the bundle, which is very nice, especially when you're playing with friends. It's better to get the bundle, in my opinion, when you're starting out. So then next, there's a playmat, a paper one, with the Venusaur right there. You can also see how to lay out your cards. Yeah, it's very nice. And then on the back is a poster with Venusaur and Blastoise. Very nice. Yeah, I really like this. It's a great way to start when you don't have a professional mat yet, because it also lays out where to place all the cards for playing the game. And then there's the quick start rules. It explains very easily how the game works, the basic way to play the game. It's very nice. It has images to help you guide you through the game. And then we have this V Battle Deck. It sort of describes what you're supposed to do with this deck. And it does the same for Blastoise. And then next, there's the damage markers. Like I said in my last video, it's better to use dice because these are hard to pick up. But if you want to use them, you can. They look a little sturdier than the ones that used to come with theme decks, so these might be better to use. They're also shinier, which I think they look a little better. Yeah, not too bad. Then there's these little cards. I think they're also like tools to help you learn the game. Let's leave them in there for now. And then last of all, there is the deck box with the actual deck in it. The Venusaur card is separate. There's also an online trading card, and right here is the Venusaur. Ooh, looking very nice. I love the artwork on these. And it's Venusaur V. I love that they're starting to give decks with Vs in them, so you can learn that mechanic as you go. So yeah, you have to add the Venusaur to the rest of your cards before you play with them. Let's open this up. Yeah. And let's see what kind of cards are in this deck. Obviously, it's a grass deck, so there's going to be lots of grass energies. Ayama, Hop, Skidoo, and Mega, which is the evolution of Yama, Dan, Grass Energy, Goat, Durant, Yama, Grass, Gossifleur, Dan, Great Ball, Grass, Hop, the D or Bead, whatever, Potion, Grass, Switch, Indeedee, I love this Pokemon, Evolution Incense, which is a fairy card, Grass, Durant, Yama, Sonia, Grass, Heracross, Gym Trainer, Skidoo, Grass, Hop, Great Ball, Gym Trainer, Heracross, Pokemon Catcher, Grass, Potion, Dan, Switch, Grass, Bead, Dan, Grass, Skidoo, Goat, which is the evolution of Skidoo, Hop, Eldegoss, which is the evolution of Gossifleur, Grass, Gossifleur, Yanmega, Indeedee, Grass, Durant, and those are all the cards. Yeah, so it seems to be a good mixture of things, but I don't want to say too much about it quite yet. Before we do, let's move on to the Blastoise deck. We're going to put these cards aside carefully. I do recommend, before playing with cards at all, to sleeve them up. During playing, it's very easy to damage your cards or get them bent, and you want them looking nice and crisp. I don't think the sleeves are very expensive. You can get pretty cheap ones. Do keep in mind to do a little bit of research on what sleeves are good, because sometimes they make shoveling very difficult if your sleeves are not good. But let's move on to the Blastoise one. You can see the Blastoise one also has a coin, a Blastoise coin, obviously. The Blastoise coin is nice and blue to match the nails. Well, not match exactly, but sort of ton sur ton. So here we go, looking nice. I really like the artwork on these. Yeah, so you can toss that and play with that to all your heart's content. Obviously, the Blastoise one has similar stuff in it to the Venusaur one, so we're gonna go right over that. Yeah. So this actually tells you a little bit on how to upgrade your deck with the extra cards that were in this bundle, so that's pretty helpful. I paused the video if you'd like to read it, but for now we're gonna put it aside. The Blastoise one obviously also comes with a playmat, so you'll have 2 playmats to play together. There's again the poster, which is quite nice. And this playmat obviously has Venusaur on it. You can see it's the same. Here are your prize card, here are your bench Pokemon, here's your active Pokemon, where you put your deck and your discard pile, and it even has a little handy guide for if you forget what you can do on your turn. So very beginner friendly. Let's put that away. Next, there's another rule book. So you'll have 2, you can both have them at your side while you learn to play together. It's very helpful. I definitely did that my first couple of games, and I always do that when I'm teaching a new player the game. Sometimes it helps a lot when you're teaching someone new to play a game if you allow them to find their own way instead of telling them how to play every 3 seconds. It gives them more freedom. It's less frustrating for both of you. You just gotta be a little bit more patient. So again, also damage markers. So you both have your own set. More guides on status conditions and what you can do during your turn. And then there's the Blastoise Deck Box. Pokemon Online. And of course, the Blastoise V. Looking nice. I love this artwork. Again, these look much nicer than they look online. And there's a lot of depth in the artwork, which I love. The way that the holo is only in the background and the Pokemon is matte really makes it sort of come out of the background, which is really cool. I hope you'll be able to see. So let's open also the Blastoise deck and see what's inside. So there's water energy. We'll be seeing lots of those because obviously this is a water deck. Water. Energy retrieval. This was not in the Blastoise deck. They do have slight differences in what trainers and items they have dependent on what the Pokemon do. There's Sharpedo, Gym Trainer, Carvanha, Water Energy, Dreadnought, which is the evolution of Choodle, one of my favorite artworks from, yeah, there he is, the little guy from Shining Fates. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute, chewing on the little reed. Hop. There's your buddy. Hoppy Hop Hop. Water. Aqua. Bead. Dan. Dan's so angry. Why are you angry, Dan? Give us a smile. Carvanha. Water Energy. Hop. Cramorant doing his little surf dance. Dan. Shout out to my friend Dan if he's watching this. Water Energy. Wishy Washy. Oh, I love this Pokemon. Look, he's great. Volcanion. Very cool. Gym Trainer. Water Energy. Barraskewda, which is the evolution of, I forget the Pokemon's name. We'll come across him in a second. Great Ball. Arrokuda. That's the Pokemon that Barraskewda is the evolution of. Water Energy. Carvanha. Choodle. Hoppity Hop Hop. Water Energy. Capacious Bucket, which is new, specifically for Water Energy. We'll see when we play with these decks. Sharpedo, which is the evolution of Carvanha. Cramorant. Evolution Incense. Bead. Water Energy. Sonia. Volcanion. Switch. Water. Dreadnought. Dan. Water Energy. Hop. Arrokuda. Dan. Great Ball. Water Energy. Wishy Washy. Capacious Bucket. Carvanha. Water Energy. Choodle. So yeah, same as the Venusaur deck, a nice balance for beginning players. One of the things that I will say as one of my first impressions is that a lot of people say there's too many energies in the beginner decks, but I slightly disagree. When I've played myself as a beginner and with other new players, a lot of the times it's very nice to have some extra energy in the deck, especially since newer players just like the idea. It feels better when you're learning the game when you have plenty of energy in your hand and you can play them to any which Pokemon, and when a Pokemon dies, it doesn't feel like the end of the world because you don't know yet how to search your deck properly, how to thin it out properly. The second thing that I like in these new V-Battle decks versus some older theme decks is that the evolution lines are not very complicated. So for a beginner, especially someone who might not be that familiar with the newer Pokemon, it'll be quite easy to figure out which are the basis Pokemon, which Pokemon evolve from them, and so on. But yeah, I really like the artwork. The deck's looking crisp. There's not too many abilities going on. There's no Pokemon abilities. Abilities are extra effects that a Pokemon might have just being on your bench or being the active Pokemon. I sort of like the fact that there's no real abilities. That way, a new player can learn purely how to play the game as it is in its purest form. Like I said before, if you add too many extra elements to the game, they sort of overthrow the standard way of playing the game sometimes, because sometimes they allow you to break certain rules or to redefine certain rules. So it's good to have two decks that purely teach the basics of the game, the way that your turn is supposed to be played. So yeah, those are both decks. Let me show you those beautiful artworks of Venusaur V and Blastoise V right next to each other once again. Obviously, both decks have 60 cards. That's the standard amount of cards for Pokemon TCG. I really like the artwork of the decks. I'm really excited to be playing with these decks, and hopefully so are you. So please tune in next time for part 2 of this video, where I play these decks with an actual beginner and teach someone how to play, and maybe it'll inspire you to buy some starter decks as well and play with your friends and loved ones, or even maybe in the future play with me. I'm planning a thing on my Patreon. If you become one of my Patreons, you can become a member of the Discord server, and I'm planning that my Patreons can actually play together with me. Like I said, there's also an online version of this card game, so we can play online together, or maybe even do like a stream or a digital battle where you both show your playmats through your camera, and that way you can play together with actual physical cards. But yeah, please, before we end this video, let me remind you to subscribe to my channel. I could really use some fresh new support, some fresh new faces, and also leave a like on this video, because it would really help with the YouTube algorithms. Love those good old algorithms. But yeah, for now, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you next week, where I play against our mystery guest. See you then. Bye.